Okay, class, look at your pictures again. Okay? Which of them seems to portray the main character of the story entitled A Worn Path? Yes, Christine?
Ma'am, the photograph shown by Rainet.
Uh-huh. You mean this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
The first photograph shows a similarity with the main character, Phoenix Jackson.
Okay. Yes, I agree with you. How about the class? Do you agree that this photograph really represents the main character, and that's Phoenix Jackson?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So this time, let's do a closer reading of the story by representing the journey of Phoenix Jackson, our main character, in a literary map.
Ma'am,
Yes, Catherine?
what is a literary map?
Okay, class. A literary map is a fictional, meaning imagined representation, usually of the setting of the story. It shows the journey of the character from one place to another. All right, take a look at the map at the back. Right? That is a real map. Okay, if I ask you to make a literary map, you will make a similar map like that, but it will be based on the story. All right, understand? Okay. I have here some samples of a literary map. Okay, here. This is a literary map, no, of the story Tanabata's Wife by Sinai Hamada. Now, you will see here the path from Bontoc to Baguio, no, where the story was set. Okay? In the literary map, you also have the legend. Look at this. Right? All right. Another example of a literary map is this story entitled A Boy Who Walked to America. Okay? Here, you can see the places, no? The places where the boy went to. And incidentally, from here, you will have an idea, no? You can actually infer, no, the story as well as the character of the boy. Clear? All right. Any other questions? Does that mean to say you're ready to get to work?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I would like you to be divided into 3 groups. I'll count 5, and then after 5, let's find out which group is the most organized, no, and the most creative and active group. Clear?
Yes.
Ready? 1. So which group is the most organized? All groups. Now, group 1 will have to draw the whole path or the whole trail in the story. Group 2 will have to cut images or objects focusing on the first half of the story, while group 3 will focus on the other half of the story. That is, you have to cut the images or objects in the story for the last part. Are the instructions clear?
Yes.
So you're ready? Okay, start. Class, as you work on the images or objects you are supposed to cut, please be reminded to refer to your text, so you will be guided accordingly. Okay? All right? Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So group 1 will lead the oral interpretation of the work. It seems group 1 is there already. Okay, go on. All right, so group 1 will lead in the oral interpretation of the work. So you are there. So you can start now.
Ma'am, this is a representation of the whole path Phoenix Jackson took in the story.
Right? Will you explain to us, what you have done there on the board?
So, Miss, the path is in the woods, so we drew here many trees. Then, the story tells us about pine woods and oaks, and there are also hills and birds.
Okay. So where was Phoenix Jackson headed?
Ma'am, she's going to a town called Natchez. We represented that by drawing roads and electric posts.
Class of Natchez is a real town. It's a real town in the state of Mississippi, and that's in the United States of America. Incidentally, Eudora Welty, the author, comes from that place. Now, was it a long path, Group 1?
Yes, ma'am, and for an old woman like her, it would be very tiring to walk all the way to Natchez.
Yes, that's true. And Group 1, that was a good work, a good presentation. Now let's see the different things that Phoenix Jackson saw, right, while she was taking the path, right? So I think it will be the turn of Group 2. Okay, by the way, you may take your seat now, Group 1, to give Group 2 the turn. You may take your seat here, please.
Ma'am, we cut out a piece of log. This log, as we read from paragraphs 10 to 12, was used by old Phoenix to cross a creek.
After going up and down a hill, she had to cross a creek, probably because she did not want to get her feet wet.
It was a very cold December morning, and she will feel very cold if her feet will get wet.
All right. That was a very good observation and inference as well. So, what's next?
After she crossed the creek, she had to go through a barbed wire fence.
Ma'am, she had to creep and crawl carefully.
Probably she did not want her dress torn this time, and she did not like to be wounded by these barbed wires.
Okay, good. So what's next?
Next, old Phoenix went out into a clearing and into a cotton field with big dead trees.
Then she went through a field of dead corn where she saw a scarecrow.
At first, she thought this was a ghost.
Okay, that's correct. Right. What is it that you would like to point out there?
We noted that old Phoenix saw a black dog come out by the ditch. And here's the dog.
Fine.
She tried to hit the dog, but she fell into the ditch.
Ma'am, this is the end of our part.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, very good. Group 1. All right. Now, what characteristics of old Phoenix did you notice in the part assigned to you?
Ma'am,
Yes?
Ma'am, I think she's brave. She's not afraid to take on the journey alone, considering that she's already old and not that strong anymore.
Okay. Yes, another one?
For me, she's quite humorous. She talks to the birds, to the trees, to the unseen things. She's also quite very playful.
And Jenny?
Ma'am, I think she has a strong faith in God because she calls on the Lord as she goes on her way.
Okay, that's true. So thank you very much, Group 2. You did a very well job. All right, you may take your seats now.
Wasn't that interesting? I'm sure you agree with me. What did the students do? The students were made to work in groups. They were asked to read the literary text more closely through the use of a literary map. At the same time, the teacher saw to it that students would focus on the character as revealed in the specific part assigned to them. We also observed that they were not afraid to explain their ideas in front of the class. Before we go back to the classroom and see the rest of the lesson, let's take a break. Stay tuned.